Hello, everybody. Welcome back to A.W.O.L casting now. We are in the week of 8 for the weekly aces, 206 players, and I am joined by my co-host for a little bit, Chili, and we have a pretty cool first match uh for you guys here. Have you loaded into the table yet, Chili?
And it was what table number? Apologies.
18, I believe.
18. I am in there now. Sweet Pea against Crash Test. Love it.
Yeah, and we have a Rin versus Arjun. This is not a matchup
Whoa.
we get to see very often.
No, Arjun. Look, Arjun is one of the most difficult players to master, just because of the card disadvantage they seem to have. But let's see how they do. Right now, they are doing okay. They're even on stats, but it's only day two. And the unique that they've got, Kill an Elemental, that's come out, is anchored. You may put a card from your hand in reserve when played from reserve. And when I go to reserve from the Expedition Zone, draw a card. When played, lots of drawing on that one. Interesting. Not a multi-anchored one, which you traditionally see on the Muna Heroes. So let's see what they end up doing. This is
Yeah,
one. This is your favorite faction. So what are your thoughts on this so far?
I think we've seen kind of a change in what people are doing with Muna, especially in regards to uniques. So card draw is always good in Muna. On the Rin side, you have, let me see, a boost related contortionist. So I've seen a lot more, card draw or boost related uniques.
Mm,
My current setup is kind of similar. I have one unique that provides boosts whenever I play a character in forest, and then I have one that gives things fleeting whenever I play something in forest, and then the third slot I kind of switch around. So these being higher level players, I would think it's intentional in a switch in strategy. Maybe preparing for the future, but
mm.
not too sure. Another unique, and it's boosts. Look at that. When an opponent draws one or more cards or does resupply, you may give 2 boosts to target character in forest.
That's
So
awesome. That's fantastic. Especially you can get this anchored, and the fact that you can actually give it to yourself as well. That's great. It's not to another character. Not bad at all. The Lyra Contortionist though played on the other side, fantastic when played from hand. Give an additional 2 boosts, but not much from reserve. It does not have the usual Contortionist benefits in that it can stay in reserve. I haven't seen many of the uniques have the rare impact of Lyra Contortionist, so it can keep on recycling into reserve and doesn't count. I don't know if you've ever seen that in the Muna faction. I know the Lyra one does have it in rare only.
yeah. So this unique here, it says I don't count towards your reserve limit, and I think a lot of the uniques that people play, they make sure that that's included,
Yeah, so
especially if it's Rin.
yeah, sorry. What I mean by that is the ability of being able to be played from reserve and then keep coming back, like the rare does in Lyra.
Oh yeah. I don't think that is as common. I haven't
Yeah,
seen
I've
it,
never
but
seen it in a unique. I think it would be busted if it was, especially if you're only playing one or two.
yeah.
Fed and Crowbar would be absolutely using that. But what do we have here, though, in terms of are we going to continue to see balance? Gargoyle being played out to be able to give one of the expeditions ascended, choosing to make their companion zone ascended. Sorry, the hero zone ascended. Tough one. Hey, while we're going through here, did you get a chance to play this week, or have you just been playing online most of the time?
I don't think I played in, well, I mean, I did play in way too many tournaments last week, but it was mainly just to help fill spots.
Yeah, appreciate that,
Um,
my friend. same
yeah.
same here. I tried as many as I could to get the ability of getting people to get the uniques.
Yeah.
I know that like this is probably the most attended tournament. The predecessor to A.W.O.L, now being the weekly Aces, not to be confused with your Aces tournament. at all. They stole your name. You should ask for some. We're in America here. You should sue. Isn't that the usual way?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I ever applied for a copyright on the term, so we'll just have to share the space, I guess. I always have like 10 turn-based games going at all times though, so I'm always literally always playing every single day.
Yeah, I'm actually helping. I don't know if I'm helping the Bravos Hatter or he's just destroying me constantly with his as he prepares for the winter season finale, which has now been announced for those people.
Mhm.
So 31st of January, 1st of February is when it's going to be held. In terms of what Cedric has said, he said it's going to be more than likely at the same time zone as the European BGA qualifier that A.W.O.L ran. We don't have any confirmation of the timing yet, at least not in anything written, but this is going to be exciting. I know there's over 35 people already registered, and that's without including a number of the tournaments that are still in the process of being validated to be included. And it also doesn't include any of the stores that have a chance to do their thing and invite one person to their season invitational. Now, of course, they have to run a tournament that they put on their what is the app called? I have no idea what that name of the altered app that the stores run is. Basically, they've got to set up a tournament with the actual BGA qualifier. Sorry, like a season invitational on the line.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
we're going to
You're gonna have one in Utah, right?
we're going to be running one in on the 22nd or the 29th of January. And even if it's run on the 29th, one of the things that Cedric has said is as long as it's validated within the app, they will be able to run the list of who's invited the day before. So basically, as long as it's validated by the 30th, then people will be able to go in there. That's the same for online as well as for in person. Do you have anything in locally? I know you've had some struggles in Houston. Sorry, in Dallas.
No, no, I don't think there's any plans in Texas, at least for the winter season. We'll see afterwards. In this game though, the gargoyle, this is a very interesting card because in my opinion, the gargoyle is really only good in like Rin because in Tasia I just run the Ascended Trooper instead,
Because of
which
the
it,
boost.
yeah, which in Tasia is the same exact stats with no zero and the same ability, same cost, everything. So it's interesting that we see the gargoyle played a lot more. And after it gets removed, it's just
There's a
played again.
replacement one. Yeah, another one
Yeah.
gets replaced. That's actually pretty tough for Sweet Pea here. Really trying to stop the advancement in Forest, but two Forest cards coming out, one of which is going to go out straight away and be slept, so it'll be a free card for the next day. This is going to be incredibly difficult in what we're looking at right now. The only saving grace potentially is that Sweet Pea has got a little bit more card advantage, although they will lose some of that once they activate their Rin ability. Oh, sorry, their Arjun ability.
Yeah, yeah. This Ren deck is very cool, and we haven't seen anything that's, busted so
Mm-mm.
far. The Contortionist, I would even say is not a very great unique, but just the use of Persephone, the Soar, and the Gargoyle has been working very well for Crash
Yeah,
deck.
finally another faction that's taking advantage of the Ascended Expedition component. I'll say the reason why I like Gargoyle in most cases, and not the rare, but I guess the rare is the only one that you can get in Muna. But in Ordis, I like the common. You know, 3 stats for 2 in one of the regions. In this case, it's going to be in Mountain. Is so strong. I'm surprised that Lyra doesn't take more advantage of some of their overstated single terrain areas, and purely because you may not be stopping your opponent unless you do the forest route, which I've seen Rin do a fair bit as well. But let's have a look here. Do you miss the organizing of the events, or do you just prefer the
Um,
casting?
I don't know if I really I guess I did do a lot of organizing.
Mhm.
The big brains and all the really important stuff was Simon, but, I guess I did a lot of the scheduling and conversating and things like that. Yeah,
Conversating.
yep.
New word in the dictionary right there. It's a colism, as I like to now call it. Fantastic work. It looks like Rin is going to get the victory here. I think it's going to be very difficult for them to be stopped right now. Now, from a lore perspective, did I hear correctly? Is it Rin that's with one of the other heroes, or am I completely off? Sigismar's got a love interest. I have not kept up to date on that part of the storyline, but it's kind of weird in my mind. I'm just not used to that but I get it.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunately Tasia and Sigismar are
Oh, it's
dating.
Tasia. They
Yeah.
as they do, as you go, you do get lonely out in the expeditions. Um, I am fascinated. The other announcement that's come out this week is cool. Is finally we've been able to get almost like a calendar of what's happening for the release of Seeds of Unity. I don't know if you read through the article, but the last part of it, and congratulations to Crash Test who got the win. I really like their deck.
Yeah,
There
that
was a
was very
lot of
cool.
it was a lot of interaction on top of getting the card draw as well. So fantastic work for them.
Ooh, how did I'm not quite sure how Vincent did it, but I'm seeing that tables are going above 50% now.
Yes,
Um,
it's been. I've seen it a little bit as well, but it's not every table.
yeah,
Um,
so he actually let's go to table 48 while we talk. He actually explained to me why it was like not something that's easily fixable. Because they added the implementation that you could concede by day 4 or whatever it was.
mhm.
It changes the perspective of, like, the percentage calculator. So,
Uh, uh,
like, you can't have one without it affecting the other kinda thing. So, I'm not sure what they did, but I'm seeing that some of the tables go to now above 50%, which is something that really only us casters care about, but,
Yeah, it lets us know
interesting.
should we join or not join. And you said table 34, is that correct?
48,
What do you know
and,
what? What was
it
I thinking?
has it has what you wished for. Um, it is a Isari played by AJT Matata against a Soul in LCD Mocha.
Yeah, Mocha. I don't think I've met. I know the team at LCD. I know AJT. This are they Italian or Spanish? Oh no, French. It must be French. It's just by the flag. I know there's a couple of teams in both countries as well. Uh, I I really like Izuri. I really do, and I'm hoping that as people try her out more, she becomes different to the way Trace plays. And at least the way that I've tried playing it as I test without uniques, I can find that she has got an identity. But I see her always at the moment being, why would you use this when Trace is so strong? The same goes for most heroes. Same thing goes for, I know you don't like Ortis. Ortis has the same issue where Sigismar is so much stronger than the rest. Why would you try anything else? And the synergies of uniques really tailor to him more than the others as well. But here we are seeing Mocha be behind, though they are about to trigger their Halua. Question is, can they get it off and then turn the tide very quickly? Looks like they will by being able to play out the Raging Leviathan and then an additional Halua that will probably come out. So at least get a 1 0, if not a 1-1, if not a 2-1.
Yeah, what would be a really wild strategy here based on what we have on the board is if Matata just passed right now instead. It would allow a double advance for the soul, but it would negate a counter and not have anything gain fleeting.
Yeah, but
But
they did have the unique gave them lots of
yeah,
value there. So
yep, yep. The unique that they have should be able to help them at least go over the hero side here. Um, in
that's a
regards
nice
to
unique.
Isari, I think she's really good. I think she's a hero that will just get better with time.
Mhm.
While like Arjun and Subash, I think are just dead in the water. Maybe Arjun more. than Subash, but I haven't seen much mana seed support in Axiom, but if there's a card that works in Issery that provides mana seeds, in my opinion, it just makes her that much better, because
Yeah.
it's easier to fill up your landmarks and then just sacrifice the aeroliths instead of something else.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea a lot. I'm very interested to see how the new deck actually changes some of the dynamics. I don't know if you had a chance to see my video on my wish list for 2026 with Altered, but the main ask I have, the main wish outside of having like give us a roadmap of when announcements are going to come, etc., for the whole year. Like give us as much visibility as possible, so that way we can know when things are happening. Also, it gives us some idea of stability. But the part that I need them to do, this is for me, is we need to really change the meta with every set. Uh, there has to be some way of impacting the meta. Now, my main qualm, and I play these heroes, is Traced, Sigismar, and I'll say Kojo. All three of them have basically been at the top of the meta from day one. Uh, yes, Trace did come down for half a season or a season, but he's always been up there. And other heroes aren't getting that chance to shine. I love what you and I have both advocated for, in that when they do some level of hero rotation, not set rotation, that the top performing hero of each faction leaves. I love that.
Yeah, even though I know it means that Tasia would leave, which has been my main hero since
Mm-hmm.
technically before day one, I think it is one of the best ways to approach it. But I don't know. I think a set rotation in general in Altered is going to be very hard because if it goes the way of like a standard set rotation normally would, they would rotate out, an entire set, which would mean a bunch of heroes unless they separate heroes from the set, a bunch of uniques, and in the terms of Beyond the Gates, a bunch of cards. So it'll be interesting to see how they approach it, but we have like a whole nother year before they even do that.
That's right. We've been told it's going to happen. The question, though, is whether it will happen before Worlds, or are they going to wait until Set 7 is released, or Set 8, sorry, which would be February next year. Normally, I'm used to at least 8 to 10 more sets available before you do this. And maybe that's why they're looking at just potentially removing the uniques. I know Claudius put a video out in French. Now, I wasn't able to understand it all, but thanks to Google, it allows me to have some level of translation. And there's also worry in that, like, people have spent a fair bit of money. My view of this is it opens up the Eternal format,
Mhm.
right? Eventually, there'll be an Eternal format. You can then play those things. They don't lose as much value. And then now not only will you have access to your standard construction, you will also have your singleton formats that Equinox is starting to, um, how would I call it, advertise and promote. The same thing with the no unique format. But I love the idea of that Eternal format. Now, they probably do something to change the Eternal format. I know I play Flesh and Blood, and one of the things they've done is some cards are limited to just one-offs. Maybe that's the way that they'll do that, or there's a new banning and restricted for the Eternal format eventually. But I'll also say, if we get to that point, that's a fantastic thing for the game. It means the game is growing, the game is being played. Um, but what I constantly see is a lot of people being sour on the power of some of these first set uniques, on top of very little movement at the top of the ladder.
Yeah, yeah, we were just having a conversation in the Discord about that, and my hot take that I said in there and that I keep saying is I think people look at uniques in a overinflated and also undervalued way at the same time. I think people have like sticker shock when they see a strong unique or lose to it and they just think, "Oh man, like all these uniques are too strong. They need to go." But then on the same end of the spectrum, a lot of people don't spend the time or just look for uniques that are
Mm-hmm.
extremely affordable and also good. And then knowing that your uniques are only three of your deck, the amount of games you play against a deck that has just 3 absolutely cracked uniques that come out and all work together and destroy you is a very low percentage compared to the rest of your games.
Yeah, absolutely. Very interesting. I've not you don't traditionally see the Grems uniques come out, but this is a nice little Grems unique. Uh, the only benefit it will have right now is when if it does move forward, you can make one of his cards lose fleeting. The hard part is whether they're going to be able to do that, given that I believe Matata has seen what's in store and is looking to make sure that they can cover enough.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just,
interesting that the Grems is also being played in Soul. This is a
yeah,
very cool,
so
unique,
different.
but also wait, what? They just gave a boost to the Grems instead of having the Harpooner, uh, get a boost and lose fleeting, which makes sense normally, but, it looks like based on the water, we're going to have Matata win this one.
Yep, gets the win, get progresses it. Unfortunately, not much else that could be done there for them. They needed to. It made sense in that they had to try to cover as much as they could on the right hand side on the companion expedition.
Yep.
But let's see. Let's see what ends up happening. My the best gift that we have is that we know that a Worlds is happening this year.
Mhm.
That that means in my mind that Equinox is at least going to put out 2 more sets, and I hope many more next year as well. That 3 set rotation. I am looking forward to Seeds having its time in the limelight without it being impacted by the new set announcement. Because the best set in my mind that has come out as a supplemental set, being Skybound Odyssey, did not get its time to shine. And for me, it is such a good set in and of its own. And when you look at it in terms of competitive play, the percentage of its play is almost double that of both. Actually, if you combine set two and set three, it's about the same thing as Seeds of Unity in terms of its usage. And I think that's really good for the game.
Yeah, yeah, good point. I do think that what I keep telling people is I think Seeds will be like, the start of a rocky, well, not the start, is was the start of a rocky period, but hopefully after its launch and it's in the wild is the beginning of a more, like, stable period going forward. And there's we recorded Altered Corner last night because we're back from the break, and there were a couple key reasons why I think that. So I guess look
But what?
for
Yeah,
that on Friday.
listen into yours. And now I accidentally gave you guys some shade the other day because I forgot the name of your podcast.
Yeah, I
And
heard
Nick's
that.
like, "Oh," and I'm like, "No, I just for we always forget things." You are the podcast that I probably listen to the most because it's you can't listen to your own, right? Um,
Exactly.
any highlights of what you shared that you'd like to share now, or are you going to say wait until it comes out next week? Because I joined for 2 minutes and then my girl threw up, so
Oh
therefore
gosh.
I yeah, we're having to replace a whole carpet this week. Super fun.
No.
It was that bad.
I will give you some highlights, but I just want to say hello to chat. Hello, everybody. A guy trying, Petro, Gav, Kenny. Nice to see you all. In regards to Kojo, I think mainly we were having a conversation on which hero would be rotated out if you took the best hero of each faction, and I think without a doubt there's no one other than Kojo that would be, like, the longest, most performing Bravos hero.
Yeah,
If you take just these, last 4 months, I think you could make a good argument for Basira, but since the start, I think the option would be Kojo to rotate out.
yeah. No, so let's hope they listen to us and do that full top hero of each faction being rotated out once that does happen. The reason I do that is so that someone that loves a hero that never has had a chance to shine may
Mhm.
now get a chance to shine because cards that were seen second rate for them are like, well, now he is the best hero to use all those dynamics. He or she, I apologize, or they. There you go. I'm learning. I'm learning, my friend. Where would you like to go now?
Yeah, so I thought we were just about the end, so I just have us on the caster screen having a little chat.
A little
Um
yarn, as I like to call it.
the what table did I check on? I thought it was gonna end, but it didn't. I'm on table 31.
Perfect.
We can go over there and just see how this wraps up. Um, in regards to why I think this next period of time will hopefully be smoother and build upon, the future of Altered. As a lot of people know in North America, there were a lot of things that weren't working with the distribution partner. And there were a lot of things that the distribution partner was not open to. And one of those big things was online rewards and online partner tournaments.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if a lot of people know that, but Asmodee was really like a big part of the lack of um what's the word? Desire, I guess, to support online tournaments.
Hmm.
And now I think it's very easy to see since that relationship has changed, we have this new online tournament, partnered league setup, which is already firing and already providing people prizing.
Yeah,
Um,
and just on that, an announcement came out today about the new formats on BGA. Not sure if you've had a chance to read it.
yep.
So Nook as well as Singleton are going to be enabled there. Fantastic for those team. And I've got a lot of team members and friends that are basically started the Nook format. You as well, right? I think that's great to be able to be. I want it to still be an introductory to the game. Like I hope it should never beat out on standard, right? Standard gameplay should always be the best. That is three uniques. But Singleton, in and of itself, is now a 60 or 59 card
Yeah.
deck, not a 39 card deck. So there
Yeah.
you go.
Ooh, all
That
right.
that adds so much variety, though. So much variance. My word.
Yeah, I was very excited to read the news because Singleton is my favorite alternate format, which I am vocal about, so everyone should know. But also this hunger is just eating every
Everything.
single thing.
Yeah. My
Uh,
only thing with this hunger is why did Vescantho play out his he played out the 6 cost brass bug hive
uh-huh.
when like 14 cards, very difficult. I guess he's okay with doing it, being able to play out Puff's challenge to get rid of it. And is there a 1 cost? There
Ooh,
is no 1 cost in
all right.
ahead by
All
Moosh
right.
29. Okay. So he ran the gauntlet and he was okay to be able to play it out. Wow. That's ballsy, my friend.
Yep. Marv, we were talking about the system where when they hit rotation, instead of rotating out all of the set one heroes, just rotating out the top performing hero from each set. And I think if you take the entirety of Altered up to now, the number one hero that you would rotate out of Bravos is Kojo, and that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, looks like there's a lot of people commentating on your and my opinion of this. Look, I think it sounds fair, but I'd also look at it from a perspective of Equinox has to decide what is the hero size pool that they want.
Yep.
What is the appropriate hero size pool that they want, and that will allow you to say, is it the first or the top two? I think 4 per faction seems enough. I wouldn't like there to be more.
Yeah. I asked
Oh, another
Kyle.
hunger.
Oh gosh. And right into the milk. Uh
And the
GGs are
GGs are
called.
coming out. Doesn't have removal this time round. Is going to get themselves. How many is this? This will get you to. Yeah, it'd be like 9 or 10. Oh, rough. Oh, just 7. Nothing. Vascantho passes with 6 mana remaining. Just did not have enough. Did not have any cards in hand either. So that's easy for the second hunger to come out. One of my pet peeves, and I'm playing against Mark at the moment, Bravos Hatter, is that he's got the double ramp uniques, double from hand,
Yeah,
double
yeah.
from reserve. I'm like, well, that's you can't engage with that kind of gameplay. I hope that at some point, if you don't get rid of the uniques, every card should have something that you can do to counter it. Um, but you can't counter ramping. Unless the card says ramp at dusk, right? But when it's
Yeah.
play ramp, what do you do? One ramp's okay, but anyway, we'll
Yeah.
see how that goes.
So, as we were talking about, Bravos and heroes and who's performing, I thought to ask when the December competitive analysis was coming out on the blog. Kyle says it should be out tomorrow morning, but gave us some cool little tidbits to tease. And it's kind of in line with exactly what I was saying. Um, while if we look at the last couple months, I think you can see that Basira is really fighting like that number one spot against Kojo.
Mhm.
One of the bullet points he shared here is Basira did take a ton of first places in December,
Mhm.
though not quite enough to push her way higher on the season to date top eight.
Yeah.
Um, so you'd have to look at November, which maybe I can pull up and we'll reference later. But round two is starting now.
Yeah,
Any
in November
rotation will
it
come
was
with set seven.
Kojo and Sigismar that were top two.
Yeah.
Um,
So Kojo's
but
still above Basira then based on
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Now, and the other thing to look at is if you look at the top 10 distribution, top 10 heroes, all four of Bravos heroes are in the top 10.
Yeah. Yeah. Bravos
And
and
that's just like
Ordos. Yep.
there a third of the decks that you play against will be in Bravos, which is difficult. And that it really comes to show how much the hunger slash tiny gin really impacts the meta. That a lot of people can't play others because of how difficult it is to play against it. It's not impossible, but difficult to play against it, especially for Sierra. I would say. Which table for round two?
Well, I clicked into table 6 because genetic is usually pretty interesting to watch, and it's very fitting to the conversation because it's Kojo versus Basira.
Oh, there we go. Battle of who takes supremacy, who will be the first hero to rotate out. Once again, this is just our opinion and nothing official from Equinox yet at all. Now, in the announcement that they also teased, they said that we are going to probably get a little bit of a teaser in terms of new set before the release of Seeds.
Yes.
So we'll be. I know they put that at the last line in the announcement. So watch out, something's coming before the end of the month, hopefully. Um, I'm pumped. I really am pumped for the new set and what it can bring. I really am interested to see the first hero with three permanence slots, so landmark slots.
Yeah. The the landmarks are gonna go crazy. I think mana seeds are gonna be very interesting and change up the gameplay a lot. And I'm excited for the set, not only for the mechanics, but I'm excited to see how the like collector brain
Mm.
style players react, and what an exalt sells for or things like that. So
Yeah. Do you bling out your deck?
no, no.
No.
I'm poor.
Okay. I know that there's some people that do, and I think the difficulty is like you have to wait to be able to bling out your deck. Now, this gives you a chance to get collector boosters that are already blinged out, right?
Mhm.
Everything is going to be in foil. Now, you have to buy a lot to be able to get the cards that you need or a fair bit of trading. But I think it brings some of the traditional card element that you don't see much in Altered at the moment. And look at this. Kojo Genetic has got two Serengars in reserve. I don't know why you would do that given. Okay, I guess they get to go first. They can get one of them out.
Yeah. I mean, if a clue is the most of the interaction that Basira is using, I mean, it'll still be there in your reserve when you need it. And yeah, as you said, first player here going to get one of them put out. Even if
Mhm.
Basira removes it, then it's still going to card draw.
Yeah,
But I don't think you play the Occlute here though. I
but
I think
the
it's
thing
too much mana for the wrong regions.
But do you do it just to play go one for one, and then Kojo doesn't have to actually play a second card? Oh, okay. Choosing to keep more in reserve. This might be the best way for being able to do it. Though I would have probably played the one from reserve
Yeah.
first.
That's overloading your reserve for seemingly no reason. What do you have for
Yeah,
one?
is that a misclick? Do you have a one click that can bring a card back from your reserve? But even then,
Yeah.
I am unsure about that strategy right now. But I am not. Oh yeah, yeah, misplay. There you go. You can see Captain Front's Rakase uh,
Oh no.
played the wrong card. He saw the card, played it from the wrong side. Rough.
Well, I'll give them some sympathy in the table chat. While they type here, in regards to rotation, I could be remembering incorrectly. I could be delusional, but I am pretty sure there's been enough hints out there dropped by like Intox and other people that if rotation happens, it'll be in 2027. So any internet sleuths can go correct me if I'm wrong, but
Yep.
that is what I have seen and heard around based on
Yeah.
things
I think I,
happening.
I think in the announcement when we had the last day ask me anything the AMA, they did say it would not happen before set seven. So my whole thing is it before or after Worlds? Would be the question that I have. If you do it before Worlds, boy, can you shake up the meta, and boy, will
Yeah.
people get mad. But I also
Yep.
think that's a great opportunity because then you get your real strong builders to get some level of strength out of this, and a unique coming out on the other side from genetic. When I leave the expedition zone, draw a card, not bad for two resources, 2/1/1, and they looks like they may be able to get. Are they going to double? Yeah, double advance. No, they're not. Only a one for one at the moment.
Yeah. So this is a very interesting concept in Altered that I'm not sure how many people, expressly pay attention to, but right now, no matter what, in terms of who's going to win the game, we're tied up right now. So if you are going one for one the whole time, there has to be a moment where one player takes a two for one or a two for zero, and that's when the tide starts to shift. Um,
Oh,
in other matchups, we might see, at the very start a two for zero, and then you're kind of on the back foot. I don't know. It's just something really interesting to me with Altered.
yeah, look at this. What happened? I thought both Captain Fracas thought he had the 2/1, went the other way. Rage,
Mhm.
one of the best cards and cheapest cards to have come out, being used. I don't know if it's wisely, but it is being used to give them the benefits they needed. Lots of card draw happening here. Two card draws from that play from Genetic, really really useful. One thing that back to what you were saying, like as you get better at the game, yeah, I've noticed that the better players wait for their interaction and removal to the very end. There's no point putting something to sleep or getting rid of it if you're still just going to go one for one. Hold
Yeah.
those cards in hands. And that's why Lyra, if you're able to play late game, is so dangerous, is because they can do so much interaction very cheaply to your deck. And that's why I love those that can master Fen and Crowbar better than others, because I can't, but they can absolutely beat me in scenarios that I think I'm going to win. Now, who do you think is going to win here, though?
Well,
Genetic or Captain Fracas?
so the whole concept I was just talking about, I like to sometimes envision, when you're playing chess on like
Mm-hmm.
chess.com, you have the slider that like slides up and down of who it predicts to
Yeah,
win.
the percent predictions, and it goes
Yeah.
up and down every play.
Yep. So just as I was saying, we had the Kojo player take a two for one. So now the bar is like 80% in the favor of Kojo. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it anything could happen. But if I were a betting man, I would bet on Kojo. Looking at the amount of resources in hand, is not really going to care about this Occlude, which is also expensive for Basira to put out. And now that they have pulled off the two for one, all they need to do to win the game is one for one the rest of the game, and they
Mm-hmm.
win.
That's true, and it really does depend what Kojo has in store for them here. There's no point playing 2 cards unless you have to. And another unique is coming out. Another draw unique. It seems like that's Genetic style of gameplay. Draw whenever possible. Now, another qualm I have with Bravos is it seems like every faction has a downside. Bravos's used to be their ability to draw was very limited. They don't have a downside right now.
Yeah.
I guess the downside, some people will say, yeah, we have some cards that have fleeting, but you don't play those very much unless, and if you do have them, there is a counter to remove fleeting from them with various cards. It is going to be rough going here for Captain Fracas. I think it is almost at the point where victory can be ascertained. Rough. And you're right. All they need to do is go 1-0 the rest of the way. What will you get?
I think set 7 is in 2026. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, set 7 is going to come out just prior to Worlds. If we keep up, they have made the announcement that every 4 months we're going to get one. So if it follows the same path like we got for Skybound Odyssey, it will come out October, just before Worlds. So February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, June and October is the next 2 sets. If we follow the timeline, right? That's the only, like, that's the best information we've got, unless we can get something else from Equinox in the next few weeks. And then February again would be set 8, so it's either set 7 or set 8. If that would be the earliest that I think they would be able to do it.
So here it's on a Buddha turn as well.
Yeah,
I'm
this could almost
wondering.
be a double advance for the win, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm wondering which unique they choose to put out, but just based on the stats on this Vanguard and the draw a card immediately, pretty much a no brainer. You don't get to
Mm-hmm.
use the main ability, but when you just need to move and you already have 5 cards versus 2, you're good. See, I don't know about. I mean, maybe they have nothing else to play, but the Occlute has not been working out. And
See,
honestly,
don't use the don't
use the ability already.
don't use your ability.
I
Oh,
I honestly don't know how good Occlute is versus Bravos in general. I know against Muna, it's very oppressive.
yeah.
You absolutely demolished me with your Basira deck, basically because of Occlute a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, you have to know when to use a clue. Like,
Yeah.
I think probably I'll use the wisest words of all, and these came from our world champion himself: is never use a clute when you have anywhere from 4 to 6 resources, because all they'll do is play on the other side and win.
Yeah.
And then while yes, that you may have them lose 1 card, your goal is to have them lose 2 or more. And so late game, it's actually really strong because you can play so much more. But once again, there's still one more day to live. Genetic has not won. My goodness, why are they boosting everything?
Yeah, so what's
What
very
is?
interesting about the sequencing here is if you read this Suha, if Basira would have played this out first and then played Tiny Jin or whatever else is from hand, it has the when another character joins your expeditions, if I'm not fleeting, which it wasn't, target character gains 1 boost and fleeting would have been perfect on the Tiny Jin here. And
Mm-hmm.
also, if you have another card, this last card in hand, if it's one that's playable after the Suha as well, that's 2 other chances you have before deciding where to put your Basira before going all in on one side. I mean, it's still anybody's game.
Yeah,
The
the
Basira
Suha's
could
still
win.
great. Yeah, the Suha's still great from reserve. Like I wouldn't call this a lost game at all, because they're going to be able to get 1 boost for every card being played. So potentially 3 additional boosts coming out, depending on whether they they put a card into their reserve or not. I'm assuming they will. So they got 2. They'll have 4 cards to play, all of which are 2 cost, with an additional boost coming out for each of them if they are able to play Suha first.
Yeah, Rinku is trash. It is true. He did not even win Ace last week and absolutely fumbled. So,
Oh yeah, he's a has been now. He's 2025. He's not 2026, right?
yep, yep. So
um,
here's a while they're selecting mana. Here's a question that I'm not sure the answer to.
mhm.
Worlds is going to continue to be only 32 players.
Yes,
Do you think that's because they're still paying for travel to those qualified? Or do you think there's a chance that they're not able to pay for travel?
I believe they're still going to play for travel. Honestly, you've got to. The good thing is the majority of the players that are going to come into Worlds are going to be from the US, from France.
Mhm.
So the cost of that isn't as high. Um, the game, just look at it from a sheer number of what they actually getting from the next set and game found. They're still making a lot of money. Yes, there needs to be some cost control in one way or another. I actually like that it's 32. It's really exclusive, but they do need to create an environment where not only you can celebrate the game by participating in other things too.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing that was really big was the last chance qualifier, and I think that's an awesome idea. I
Mhm.
love the last chance qualifier to give you potentially 8 slots available for you. So I don't know what they're going to have for next time round because we haven't been advised how many in-person worlds they're going to be, how many online worlds. Well, we do know how many online world positions are going to happen. There's 3. There's one for each of the seasons, and then there's I don't know. They haven't said how many additional slots are happening with the last chance qualifier for online,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. All we know is there will be 8 players at the, like, official last chance
Last chance,
qualifier,
yeah,
and the other 24 will be from seasons leading up to that, but we don't know, like, the
yeah,
split of
yeah.
who
But
and
only
what.
only 3 from the season qualifiers though, so 1 per season, and then the best qualified players from each of these seasons. And I don't know whether it's like they're going to do the sum of your score between the 3 seasons,
Mhm.
gets an invite to the last
Invitational.
chance for the invitational. Thank you for
Yeah.
the invitational, and that is going to be brilliant. Now, on these invitationals, has any Equinox reached out to you or anyone yet about casting?
No.
Okay, same here. I haven't heard anything. Um, I did say to Cedric because I'm like, yeah, what time is this on? Because I can support. I'm happy to support if we can, but give us dates and timelines. And I love that some people have even said, hey, if this is going to become official, then there should probably be an official stream by Equinox, by which, and then we just fill the seats in with a French crew, a Spanish crew, an Italian crew, and an English crew.
Yeah.
Notice how I said English and not American.
Yep, English.
I'm
English broadcast.
the English broadcast, and we're looking at the game here. Oh, it's still pretty close, but only the one left. So that is it. It looks like we are going to get a win by.
Yep,
There
the
we
the
go. That does
skater the
the
skater
skater.
takes it here.
Yep. Oh, jeez.
G's to genetic. Yeah, I think based on the fact that they're keeping it small, that I have a high hope that they're still paying for travel, but at the same time, I honestly don't know how common that is in TCGs, especially ones that aren't, the big 3.
Yeah.
I'd be
Uh,
interested to know if Lorcana, because I know they also did their worlds recently,
yeah, in
like
Vegas, right?
less than a year ago or whatever. And it was only like 32 people. I wonder if they paid for the qualifiers or not.
Potentially. Well, congratulations. I know. I'll also say here, um, the Fracas gentleman did really well despite the misplay to be able to be so
Yeah.
close. And that's one of the benefits of this game is like you can still be pretty close. There's always that chance to be able to win, making sure you have enough cards in hand to be able to play out. Any other tables? You're right if we go to table 1? I have Small World against Czech Supreme.
Yeah, let's go to table 1.
So some more French players here. And we are seeing, a fantastic Nevenka against Fen. So it is the battle of the factions here in the last games we've seen. So we have seen Muna, we have seen Bravos, and now it is Lyra's turn for us to have a look at how they are performing. And this is where I always see the way I look at Small World's deck. Very, very dangerous. So much opportunity to be able to continue to delay the game and progress as they please, especially as they've got 4 cards in hand. More than likely going to play the Hathor to bring out the magical train. Oh, nice. Check Supreme bringing. Now, have you ever won with Eris? Have you ever done the double advance?
No, no.
Oh my.
So I believe Nick was super excited about the potential of Eris and Slay. I spent an entire stream, so I don't know, 10, 11 games trying to make it happen. It did not happen a single time. So
Oh.
I have heard tell of a person or two winning with Eris, but it is probably, if you're playing it, 2% chance or something.
Oh, that is a smart play. Look at it here. Sap Duende
Ouch.
just taking the one boost that was given, bringing it out. Now you can still bring in magical training to hand, which is fantastic. Still a 1-for-1 and 2 behind, though. Small World is still behind, but with a difficult opportunity for Czech Supreme, given they do not have many cards available to them.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah,
So
Nick has a lot of strange ideas that I think, but I'll say they're really fun.
yeah.
More for the gimmicky side in this case. But so what he wants to do is calling it a bounty board. So if you sign
Yeah.
up to our, I don't even know what it's called. Like, I'm not about monetizing, right?
Patreon.
Yeah. So when we're gonna get our Patreon for Hero's Guide to Asgarth out by the end of the month. But if you log on, then you can actually access these, and you'll get given basically uniques if you complete any of these missions, which will be really cool to do. I think the idea is super fun though. Like, can it work? So, oof.
Yeah,
Now, once
we'll
again,
see how it goes.
yeah, we'll see how it goes. There's some great ones. I think one of them is, can you get to Zaratan to +20 or +30? But it's not your traditional, grind it out win as a competitive player. Look at Czech Supreme.
Oh,
Nice.
this
Each
is
player discards their hand and their reserve, then draws 3 cards.
this is crucial against
Wow.
Ben.
Wow.
So once again, though, we're coming back to, well, actually no, it's flipped, inverted. It is a really good move for Nevenka because all they need to do is get one progression here and they're
Mhm.
good. 7 mountain with 5 mana left is not impossible, but it looks like Fen doesn't really have it. I was going to say I'm
Oh
worried
man.
about Nevenka here because it looks like they had a lot of gas at the start, but are going to run out. But that Loki kind of equalizes the game
Ugh.
back in their favor.
A fantastic equalizer there for sure. Absolutely. And Cole, I'll just say I'll join you to the end of this game, and then I will need to head back into the office.
Well,
But I know you're going to have a second caster joining you a little bit later. So who is coming on and taking my place?
yep, I believe Astro will be joining me. He has a interview, so we'll see how that goes, and
Well,
then
good luck to him.
he should be joining. We'll see. No promises. You know how young kids are.
For sure. Man, this is actually a really hard play for Small World. Like, they won't have much. The good thing is, at least they're in the right place for the aloe vera to be able to potentially progress. But will they block? The good thing is they'll be able to block the mountain guide if that's played as part of the slow play. But I know that both players can really slow play. First thing, 3 resources to to play out Lakshmi. Every time you roll a dice, you'll be able to get a +1. That will be very, very good for them. 6 resources remaining, meaning both cards in hand can still be played. Not sure if you're seeing it, but Small World says he's -2 on cards.
Yep, Loki does that.
Okay.
Yep, I've probably never reported it because I'm like it doesn't really matter.
Oh, it doesn't
Um,
fact into the count that you've lost all your cards from hand. So the net impact of your gaining and losing.
yeah, it happens with Loki pretty frequently. I should probably submit a bug report because it's one of those things where we don't let Vincent know it's happening. He has no idea it needs to be fixed. But some of those things I'm just like, it doesn't really matter. It's fine.
Oof. What would you play? What would you play?
Mm,
Nothing here
uh,
looks good to play, at least from Small Worlds. The Lyra Contortionist?
yeah, contortionist out first on companion,
Oh,
or
that's
that
even
does
better.
work.
That's even better.
Yeah,
Okay. You'd really hope they've got an Anansi in hand, but because of the boosts that are going to happen with Check Supreme, anytime they roll a dice, you know that both sides are going to get the ability of growing substantially.
yeah. They have no protection for dice rolling, so the gambit might also be to hope for them to roll a one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think this next card is really gonna give you some insight in what they have available. A trickster would probably be the best option right
Oh,
here.
fantastic.
Let's see if they have it though.
Yeah, Trickster would be very cheap.
Nope, we got the
Um,
the mountain guide. So
so
ooh,
looking to progress on that. 3
can't
resources.
can't double data lists here anymore, but a single data list on the hero side would be pretty good.
Yeah, so I guess Lyra Contortionist on the hero side would be what you do. Um, when you mean double data, like you can only single, you have to dataless as a
Yeah.
scout, right?
You
Yeah.
you can't scout it and then play it from reserve again because you
Okay.
need
So
4
you,
mana total for that.
yeah, you can bring it out for 3.
Yep, and it has,
Oof.
0/3/3 in stats.
Snowman
Okay.
coming out. Okay. That's good.
Still anybody's game for the moment.
Well, I think they've covered enough for the mountain when you roll a dice, unless they've, it depends if they've got a card that they can roll a dice. Mage Dance unique coming out rolling a dice when he gains 2 boosts.
Oof.
So 4 boosts in total coming out without a single thing being done. Wow. 6. Can they go over
So,
6?
if, I'm sure you do this as well, but right now I'm thinking about what can a Navenka play for 1 mana. Normally I would say scouting a data list would be perfect, but we haven't seen data lists in this
Oh,
Navenka. Magpeng, what do we got? If you have tour, you may return.
ah,
Okay. You may pay
that second
1.
ability doesn't happen. They don't
Oh
have
no.
enough. Up to 1 target character gains a sleep. Oh, they
Yeah.
should have played it last turn. Well,
Yep.
they wouldn't have. They would have run out anyway.
Yep.
GGs are going to come out.
There it is. There it is. There's the data
Dataless for
list.
1, being able to be played out. 4 boosts, 3 boosts, and then they can still do the Navenka ability. Really, really fun play. Check Supreme. Interesting deck. Not something that I've seen traditionally. So this is fun. So many, so many boosts coming out, GGs coming out. And I'll say that Magping Hoarder, not a bad one either.
Yeah, 3 mana, 3/2/3, and you get to return a card. Super great in Lyra. I hate pay 1 uniques, but that is a pretty good ability, and 4 mana for all of that in a row is not bad.
Not bad. And both players had a lot of stats on the board. So both did have the option of doing pretty well, not using their high cost cards. But congratulations to Czech Supreme. Well, I do need to get going. One thing I do like to plug is Heroes Guide to Asgartha. We've got 2 tournaments that are run, one on Wednesday and one on Thursday. 1 hour tournaments, what I call the rapid fire tournaments. The Wednesday one being Nook for the European players, though that's almost a midnight game, but it is only 1 hour. if we do get the 32 players on that one, we do get the chance to give away 10 uniques. The composition for what we do, because there'll be 4 players that are undefeated, is top 2 per BGA will get 3 uniques, third and fourth get 2 uniques each. And then this we repeat it again with standard. So not you can bring in your uniques for that one the following day on Thursday at the same time. And I know you run a tournament on Tuesday, which you're half filled at the moment. Is that correct?
We were halfway to the 32 when
Yep.
I posted. I have increased the cap to 64. We've been teetering right around 33, 34. But Rinku says we can make it to 64. So I guess you people got to join so that they don't let the world champion down.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying my best to be there. It just depends on whether or not I if something happens with the family. Usually it's evening time. That's why I run my tournament for 1 hour,
Yeah.
is to give the Americas a chance to join as well as our Europeans that are helping us out. But I love what they've done. What we Equinox has done is allowing us to give uniques out to the community, and I love, at least with our side, is because there are 4 winners. It's an easier chance of getting something to be able to get it. So it's not just catered to the one person. I don't know if you're all your 10 go to number one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just
Keep it easy.
yeah, I can't do that because I have 4 undefeated. So
Yep. Yep. Little
all
harder.
right, my friend, it is fantastic. I will see you soon and good luck. And
All
good luck to
right.
all.
Thanks for joining. Thanks for the conversation. Good luck.
See ya. Bye.
Yeah. I was just about to say something and then I started joking. Uh Poppy Het versus Petro here. I think we're gonna have to come back and take another look at both of these players throughout the tournament. But what do we see here? What just got played? What's going on here? Ooh, no sleep. And there are the stats for Trace to take it here. I don't know what I came into, but I know the Frankenstein figured the reef, right? I'm guessing that's what happened. So Traced takes that one there. Let's see. Should be very close to the third round. How are you all doing in chat? Are there any questions, conversation topics, anything you got going on you want to talk about? Refreshing here. All right, there's round 3. Tell us all the secrets you know. About what? I do not know where any of the bodies are buried. All right, round 3. Let's go see what Freeloader's up to. Everything. The biggest secret is 42. Freeloader on the Traced. Ah, yes. You saw him playing this last week in one of the tournaments. Interesting cycle traced here. You'll see some very specific uniques come out. If you are interested in the reasons why I think going forward um will continue to be like getting better for Altered, I guess, or like a less rocky, more positive, I don't know whatever you want to word it as, compared to the last little bit. Well, number one, it's hard to be worse off than the Bloody Monday period. But we talked about the online tournament support and that being a direct result of the distribution change. One of the other things that I think will be good, and I'm hoping it'll work out how I think it will. Also, what the hell? Muna Druid being anchored in Traced. What the heck you doing, freeloader? Is the stuff around the tumults. I know a lot of people are disappointed that there was no tumult for the Sky season. It is unfortunate. And the tumults, how they stand, as far as we know right now, is if a store ordered a certain amount, they got a tumult kit basically added on for free, and then they can host a tumult whenever they want in the season. I have hopes that if there is for some reason a store that didn't order the set at all, there's an avenue for them to be able to reach out to Equinox directly at their retailer email and see about setting something up. But in the United States and I think other countries, one of the biggest issues we saw with tumults was just tumult kit getting there late, getting there the day of, products being wrong. There were multiple times where for Whispers from the Maze, stores were sent a trial by Frost tumult kit. Certain things not sent at all, yada yada. I think while it's harder that the tumult kit is set up front, I think it wipes out a lot of those issues going forward, which makes a better experience for the players. Hey, what's up, Rare Cuisine? So that's another reason why, one, I think the distribution change is beneficial. And two, I think basically starting this month going forward is going to be a lot better than the last couple months. I have there's some good reasons why I think it'll be better in some regard going forward. But of course, no delusions in the fact that there might be some things that are not as good as they were before. Um, Realizing Muna Druid, very obvious inclusion when you have something like this tortoise. When a card goes from your hand or deck to reserve, I gain a boost. At dusk, if you control a character in each of your expeditions, create an Aerolith token. And then this is a cycle based deck with the Lyra Bastion. So we're going to be grabbing a bunch of stuff. More comms like AMAs and tournament organization. Yeah, yeah. Um, Tournament organization has started as of the last week, right? When a card leaves your reserve during the afternoon, I gain one boost for each card in your reserve. Muna Druid poised perfectly to anchor this right here. I don't believe Fen runs very much hard removal currently. Things like Lyra Signet and Acapella Training are forms of removal, what I would call more soft removal. But if you can keep anchoring the Stargazer, doesn't matter too much. I don't know how many people have seen it, but Loki is going to start streaming more. I think starting like next week. or something, or sometime this month. So, agree the distribution change will be better, but there's some things from the game found they need to change up. Yeah, I always thought the first game found was going to be the hardest. Um, I mean, I don't think anyone was prepared for how hard it was and the fallout from certain things. But I had no, disillusions on it would be rocky who changed it up. Equinox has relied too much on the community to uphold their tournament structure, host more of their own stuff. Yeah. We will see what they do. I am very interested for how the winter finals will be organized, as well as the demo deck tournament coming up. Because those things were both things that I helped organize before. So we'll see. Ooh, that was a zoom from freeloader there. I think you guys watched it. We barely had time to talk about it. But let's see here. And Dorvian, what are you inviting me to? Is this a what is this? Singleton? I haven't finished my singleton deck yet. I'll have to finish it later. Ba-na-na-na. Oh no, I went away from the tournament. My locals are hoping to host a larger 2v2 tournament. That's what I heard. And I was saying that thinks you guys can get 64 players or more in person for a 2v2. So that'd be super dope. How many players do you guys have out in that area on average for weeklies? Let's scroll way down. Give some love to the lower tables here. Got Adopt a Meeple. Great name. So we'll go over there. All right. We have a Soul versus Tasia. Soul seemingly one ahead. Only has 3 counters, but does have a very boosted fog, and can definitely play that with Skybound Odyssey. That is gonna be nice. Are they going to have something to rush to then play it? I guess they don't have enough cards in general. They could opt to not play the second card. Does BGA even let you do that? I wonder. I've never tried to Skybound Odyssey, play only 1 card, stop Skybound Odyssey, and then play the second card based on the rush. Normally around 8 to 12. That's pretty good for the States, though. I am wondering what organized play in the US will look like in seeds. As of now, the only, um, location I know of in all of Texas is in Houston. Also weird casting this tournament, by myself because I just have nothing in my ear. I guess I can play music though, and you guys won't hear it. Oh, the Tasia gets it here. Um, has the ability to sleep. Would have to sleep the fog. There is a very good. Oh no, this tiny Jin does not have enough stats. Interesting to see what they do. They did manage to get 2 moves, but could not stop one of the souls. Now face to face though. The hard part now is if Soul is allowed to pass first this turn, they will get the 5th counter and the gigantic Kahlua. Am I gonna abandon Tasia for Tarun? Oh man. Is Tarun's she, right? I actually don't know. Um Tarun is a lot of fun. So I mean, I think Tarun is an old lady, but we don't have the lore yet, so not sure. Um, I don't know. I think it'll be just about how I usually do. I'll play Tasia for a little bit during a new set. Um, Not because Tasia's the strongest, but because it's what I've been playing forever. Um, how would you know how fun she is? I played her in France. That's not any secret. um, but yeah, I think I'll play Tarun as well. Another benefit to playing Tarun is if they do a rotation, Tarun will absolutely be my main Muna hero after that. Um, I don't really vibe with a lot of the other playstyles. I do have a Rin deck that I really like, but half the time I'm just wishing I was Tasia. Um, I think I maybe even posted about it on my TikTok. Not that many people follow me on TikTok for altered content, but did I post about it? Maybe only the cube. Oh yeah, I only posted the cube. I don't think we were allowed to post pictures, but I have played the Tarun deck, and I kicked Runefolk's ass on mats. So damn, this game though, this was a good game to pick. Ooh, this is just a good Tane. 4/4 for a 4/4/4. The second ability is kind of whatever, but Mats can't hostage people, so Rinfolk was probably confused. I will say Mats is probably a little harder to wrap your brain around. But if you are wanting to pick a deck for the demo deck tournament, I would highly recommend Tarun. Yeah, the Tane. I've been told that's how you say it. Tane like propane. Um, is very cool. The unique art. I think by far Sky has the best unique art out of any set. Colorful Cuckoo alone is like off the charts. What are you looking forward to playing, everyone in chat, including a guy trying? Man, the fog uniques is so good. I wish I had one because I really like playing Soul. G's to the Soul there. Sky, yeah, Sky does not have hidden details, but it will be back for seeds. Yeah. My theory with one of the only ways to make Nadir playable, we've already seen Small World, is getting uniques that help you move terrain markers. There's very few though. Last time I checked, there was, looks like Caballo one. Last time I checked, there was like one on the market that wasn't expensive, and there was only a total of like four. Um, could change with next set though. There could be more. We're basically here at the end of round three. Let me see this game. Okay, we have some life in here. All right, so Navenka versus Fen. Fen has all three uniques out. Uh, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, return a card. When you play another character with a base stat of 0, anchor. Three or more. Up to one target character gains a sleep. You may return a spell. At dusk, each character, if you have three or more base statistics of 0, roll a die. Very cool. Western Wind, so you're excited for it. Talking about talking about the next set is always very dangerous for me. Let me go check something first. Oh, I gotta pin the seeds spoiler sheet. In altered corner. Okay, okay, cool. It has been revealed. uh, cable car station as well. I was pretty sure it was, but gotta be gotta be careful. All right. Oh man, GG's were called. This is a very interesting win here. Um, not able to block on the companion side, but needs forest is unopposed on the hero side here. So Fen does take it. Just tell us your secrets. I have 3 Lyra Newts that all draw 3 cards. Nice. Uh, New set seems like you'll be able to move your hero back to older terrains to help you advance. Yeah, yeah. We've seen 2 cards that do that, right? Cable car and something else. Bravos. Actually, I have a wacky Auroch Newt deck that I want to try. I love Auroch. Everyone knows it's the most funnest. What's up, Endorvian? We are possibly about to go on a quick break between rounds. Yeah, I think we are. The rest of the tables are very close to ending, and if I take a break now, I can come back before round 4 is too far in. Cable car seems super fun. Yeah, I think that ability in general becomes more impactful with next set. Or maybe just the cards that do it next set are like better. We'll see. For some reason, cable car sounds better to me than Western Winds. Maybe lower mana for persistent ability to do it. All right. The chariot racer, yeah. I'm gonna take a quick 5-minute break possibly because this tournament is 7 rounds, and a bulk of it I'm gonna be doing alone. So, if you want to leave things for me to comment on in the chat when I get back, feel free. Um, yeah, we've had a lot of good conversation today, so we will be right back. Alrighty. How the heck are we doing? What are we looking for? What do people want in this world? What kind of gameplay you want to see? How did I lose the page again? Okay. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Got any non-hostage Yizmir? Let's see. See what we can find here. What's Tempet playing? Luigi Poliakov is in the tournament. Super cool. See him still playing. Tempet is on Kojo. And then I wonder if there's like not a good non-hostage Yizmir out there if people just don't want to try. I think that might be what I try to find tomorrow with Tinker Tuesday. Maybe try to make a good Yizmir deck. Let's see. Well, this is we're gonna see what this is. I found an Akesha, but we'll see if it's hostage or not. So this Alice at dusk, target opponent discards a card from their hand. When I leave the expedition zone, you may return a card other than me to your hand. So if we're going based off of the very limited amount of cards we've seen so far, I would think that this is not hostage Akesha. But it is very mean Akesha. Got some messages I had to answer. DC. So far, we just have, a lot of the same cards being cycled here between both players. Atsadi is, of course, ramping up. Uh, we'll see what they choose to do with this mighty Jin when the time comes. More ramp, more ramp. What do we got? Scribbling starfish. Kesha's keeping the secrets close to the chest. Sleep. Ooh, sleep on the mighty Jin. And sleep again onto one of the tiny Jins. Yeah, it just seems he's just Kesha being mean, playing a limited amount of characters, but just a lot of removal, a lot of interaction. I definitely wasn't just finishing my singleton deck. Ooh, the Cowrie's intervention though. You may spend one counter from a card you control or in your reserve. If you do, ready 2 mana orbs. When I leave the expedition zone, target character other than me and player reserve gains 1 boost. Um, And they didn't have anything to do it to though, because they played Prototype before the Skater. They didn't wanna take it from the Jin. This is where I feel like it gets kind of scary for Akesha, though. Feel like you would have wanted to have won before Atsadi is able to get to this point. What do you get rid of? Play play the best game here. Have you guys ever seen those sites where you see like a clip of a game or something and you try to guess what like league it is, like if it's platinum or grandmasters or whatever? We should make a version of that where we take a screenshot of games and try to have people guess like what cards were discarded from reserve or whatever. Oh, the Tooth Fairy onto the prototype. I don't think that's what was planning to be played though. 7 mana though for the Kesha. Would be wild if they had something that got around tough. Wait, they can't do the sleep, right? They said, "Hope the idiot." Still able to keep the game tied up though. And now there is a sleep and maybe no Cowrie's intervention. Cowrie's intervention. Also, who is your picture of? Who is this? Dang, that is you. Look at that. You got a fancy picture. I was like, who is this business person? Yeah, they played Cowrie's Intervention, so I had tough 5. What a sleek and suave businessman. What you got, Akesha? Hunger is going to be very strong if played into the milk, but there is also a beauty sleep right here. Kesha might be out of things to buy time with. Not anymore after use, as we say. Okay, nope. There's another magical training. Question is does that Saudi have a 2 mana play in hand? Let's see. Okay. Or that. Unfortunately, that does mean GG in Akesha's favor. Or maybe not. I forgot. I'm dumb. I just automatically assumed that the sleep would still be an option, but it's not. So Akesha passes. That is a good play to kind of finalize the moment there. Okie dokie. What do we got here? I looked through a bunch of these. Ooh, Rinku's playing. How's Rinku doing? Let's see. Oh no, Rinku's washed. Can't believe it. Wow, hunger seems good. I mean, it seems all right. What is Rinku at? Oh, okay. Yeah, he's 3-1. There's just too many players. Let's go down towards the bottom. Bichu, open the damn table. Open it. Why aren't you playing it? A guy trying. Tabuchu is playing Traced against Mr. Mr. Goth on Traced. Pretty nice little Tinkerbell. The From Anywhere Sabotage is great because I don't play Bravos. Also in Ysmir. I don't play it because I sold all of my hungers for profit. Feel like restocking station is not exactly what you want at this moment. In general, it's very good, but not right now. The amount of resources on the side of Mr. Goth, that's how I'm gonna say it from now on, is, pretty big, though. As I say always, never count traced out, even traced against traced. Yeah, I don't know. That restocking station play for 2 mana, what could this traced have? 1 down on water here, 2 down on forest here. I guess your best hope is a 1 for 1, right? Uh, is there any way to do that, though? Doesn't seem like it. 3 mana. I mean, I guess you can move the one you hooked one of the Amelias or Brass Bugs, but then you still lose because of Forest. There's no way out of this, right? Or can you move the can't move the elemental. I think that's it, right? They do play out the hooked. I think that's the only move that they have. Boy. And that is GG's to Buchu. All right, let's refresh. See what we got going. Hopefully, we're about to go into round 4. Look, there's Shroomf and Drone Brain. All right, Isri versus Subash. Isri is, of course, going to win. Nobody should play Subash. They are bad. All right. Looks like we're going to be waiting for round 4 to fire up here as these tables. Oh, round 5. That was round 4. We're almost there. We're almost there. And we'll have to see if we can go bug Rinku, see if he's still on Basira. Trash talking Subash. Yeah, I do that because it's funny. Astro's probably bailing on me or probably forgot. Busy posting about Singleton in the group chat. I always make fun of Subash because of them. There's like 3 younger kids that all love Subash, however you say it. So I just dog on the hero all the time and it's funny. All right, is there a game that's holding up the turnover here? Ben versus Kojo. One player is negative 30 seconds, the other is positive 30 seconds. I hate this art. I don't hate any art in Altered except for this art. Why? Why is the unique art of Doppelganger like this? Looks like Fenn's gonna take this one though. There's just way too much in the reserve. Yeah, now just play out that Doppelganger. And it's an 11-11-11. All right, will that do it? Who's holding up the line? 200 people. Let's go. Right here, it's basically done. How is everybody out there? Who are you excited to build in Singleton? Or are you more excited for no unique? You watched the VOD of this, feel free to comment as well. I do read all of the comments. Already built my new Fen Singleton. I just finished Soul, but I mainly clicked around for the most part. Ooh. This is a good matchup. We have It's Rinku versus Luigi. I can't remember if they had a match during Worlds, right? I'm pretty sure. Do I have the bracket anywhere from Worlds that I could easily grab? Yes, they did fight it out in Worlds. Trying to see if I can pull up the bracket we had. Got it. Alright, so, taking us back to the Worlds, we go Luigi. So, Luigi won against, Sky Beast, and then won against 21CH, and then, or wait, no, lost against 21CH, and then in a tiebreaker beat Sky Beast again. And then in the top 16, Luigi beat Popeye and then beat Giacomo, and in the finals lost to Rinku, um, after beating Tempet. So very, very cool. We got a rematch here. This is an interesting Merlin. If you control a fleeting character, you may discard target character in play or in reserve. It's good, but the scout is 4 for that, and you have to control a fleeting character. I'm imagining they have it just for the support action. Because normally we have seen, um, the Merlins being used for that avalanche effect or blizzard, whichever one it is. I get them mixed up. Ooh, the double tap on the Bravos Bastion to boost up the grams and then get rid of the restocking station. It's out of counters anyways. It was only 1 mana. Does Rinku go for the ramp here? Should still result in a 1 for 1. Luigi misplayed? I might have missed it. I was reading a message. What was the misplay? Yep. Yep, can't play the elemental. Whatever was drawn also couldn't have been played. So pretty good turn for Rinku in this regard. Could have added counters. I don't know how, so I must have missed it. From what I saw, card was discarded from reserve either way. All right, what Ozma do we have today? When I go to reserve from the expedition zone, if I have one or more boosts, draw a card. When another character joins your expeditions, two or more boosted characters up to two target characters each gain one boost. Ooh, and then the clue. So should be able to bounce these off of each other. The clue here is pretty good. Traceability is already used. I think it'll be hard for Luigi to have something that okay, just passes. Another very good turn for Rinku there. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Rinku is actually an okay player. uh, I would say chances are that he's usually watching, but maybe not today. I don't know if he's like sneakily playing at work or what. Yeah, I love this interaction with Basira where the Ozma can come out with no boosts and then just play a card that's gonna give a boost and then activate it with Basira. It's very cool. Playing on his phone, so possibly not watching. Fair observation. Definitely playing at work then. I'm gonna call his boss. The hooked. The hooked keeps it alive for another day. All right. Do you guys think Rinku has a chance of losing this one? He can't keep getting away with it in regards to this Ozma. Ooh, the avalanche. Excuse me. Just costs too much for Luigi, though. I think it's over now. I need more water. Yeah, I always do say never count traced out, but 3 mana. See, this is why resupply, resupply, resupply. Technically, the Grems could still eat up a Bastion to produce a bug, but 5 mana. Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Joe, Joe. Oh, yeah, eat the bug out bag. That's a smarter play. Can you tell I don't play Axiom? Oh, there's a chance that this could be held off for another day. Duel of Grit goes hard right here, though, right? Let's see what we got. Dog, 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 dog. There it is. Bada bing. The dog. I'm building a Della and Bolt support deck that revolves around Opera House, hoping it could be good in 2v2. So the theory among Axiom heads right now is that Della is actually going to be broken. Because it's like not well known, but it's not like secret. There's going to be a change coming to Foundry. I don't honestly care enough to know the ins and outs of it, but basically from what I understand is you couldn't stack Foundry before, but when they make the rule change, you will be able to. And it was confirmed in the judge Discord just in French. So a lot of like English speakers don't fully know about it yet. So that's what all I can say. We have Segolio versus Zero Suit Samus of Team AJT. We have Isari versus Rin. Seen an increase of Rin, it feels like. I think the gargoyle and some of the other tools have made Rin a little more popular. And then a week after it was brought up, they changed it to you can't stack. Yeah. Well, I guess they're changing it again. But supposedly that makes Della broken. Ask a Axiom nerd because I don't know. Zero Suit Samus is one of them, and Astro and whoever else who might not be joining us, or else he could explain his thoughts behind that. Nine Mountain on an ascended expedition here. Is there any hope for Isuri go over that and maybe threaten a double move? For 2 mana, you have 3, which would bring you up to 5. You could use your restocking station on one of these and then use Gavroche. 3 mana, you would be at 6. And then I don't know what you could really play for 2 mana though to get you over the hump. Oh, but I did not see that this was the refinery. Okay. Okay, now much more likely. This is 7 right here for 3 mana. Nice, nice. There it is. The double move. And brings back up the counters on the refinery pretty well. Uh, let's see. I don't know why you picked to put the Priya in reserve though. I guess maybe you don't care about the elemental and the frozen delivery and want just either the cost reduction or the lower. Okay, yeah, then that was kind of pointless. What the heck, Zero Suit? No. No. Forest nymph. If I am facing an expedition in forest, draw a card. If I'm facing a character, draw a card. Sort of cool little nifty nymph. Unfortunately, no forest on the board. And hooked alone can end this game for zero suit. All right, where are we at on this round? Round five. Looks like most of the tables are finished. We have 2 rounds left. I'm out of water, so I am going to throw it to a quick break. We'll be back for round 6. Okie dokie, okie dokie. I am back. Where are we at now? Look at that. Perfect timing. Round six is just barely popping up. Let's see if we can show someone we haven't yet. Table six looks to be able to do just that. If it'll open. Waiting for the players to choose their faction. Mm. All right. Who would have known? I picked a game of Insane, and it is a traced mirror match. We really got to dig into this one and see what type of traced each one is. Huge start from Trotor, Trotor, I believe is how you would say it. All right. The Inari is going to be able to secure an advance on the companion side, as far as we can tell. All these vices. All right. Insane, seemingly still on their favored version of Traced. The cycle Traced, as I call it. I don't really actually know how many other people call it that. I think that's basically the standard term, right? Ooh, this is a hard choice though, right? The unique is straight up part of your plan, but the restocking station, having to get rid of that. What are you doing, Kaya? uh, my dog is just being silly. I'd call it Ouroboros trace, but that's just me being correct. Yeah, but that's not as easy to say and doesn't roll off the tongue. So, are you correct? Is this going to result in any movement though? What are you digging for, Insane? I mean, getting the scrap counters immediately online is pretty good. Is there any way there's going to be a move here? Oh no. I mean, you don't need both bastions, right? Or I guess you do. I am mistaken. 2 restocking stations down. Pro Tour does get a double move here, putting them in the lead. Now, as we have said before, scared of Grims, I guess. Makes sense. Now for the rest of the match, Trotor just needs to 1 for 1. You may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, activate permanent. No permanent to activate, but there is the Grims. $100K golf. I'm just kind of sitting here while the cycle happens, you know? Uh, and we would just wait to see what comes of it. Feel like the Grems right here is such a good play, though. Insane only has 3 mana left, and they can keep cycling, but they're going to get 2-0'd again. Goes for playing the Abandoned Depot. But I was looking at it incorrectly. We were tied on the hero side. Cycling for Sabotage to get the Grims. That makes sense. RIP. Blue cap. Blue cap OP. Anything that starts with the name Blue is OP. What you doing, Kaya? You done working? A dog is done working. Surprisingly enough, though, this game is starting to equalize out more. So this Mowgli is going to start bridging the gap. As you can see, when a card leaves your reserve during the afternoon, if you control two or more landmarks, create a brass bug in target expedition. All right, now just needs the Bastion to play out here. And we're going to start seeing some bugs. All right, bug, 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 bug. Kaya, come here. Hey, come here. Come here. Come say hi. Come here. Ooh, are we going to see a Grems, though? A Grems right here would be pretty impactful. Come here. Oh, it's a puppeteer. Okay. I don't think as impactful since the traceability is still alive on Insane's side, but a good puppeteer nonetheless. Come here. Yeah. Here. He doesn't want to say hi to you guys. What did you do? Come here. All right, she's tucked in bed now. What did I miss? Puppeteer was not played out. Hmm. Yeah, this is going to be very. Wait, no, there's no more resupply. So, are we going to see a restocking station? This is still a very good turn for Christ, though. Man, perfect play right there, having the restocking station. The other really hard part now is Insane is first, so yeah, I guess to put this Mowgli out before the potential of sabotage, but there's no permanent to sabotage anyway or sacrifice anyways. Why did he discard 2? What's the ghost landmark? What did happen? There was a restocking station and a depot, I believe. We can rewind here. Come on. No, stop it. Oh, it won't let me replay. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we're gonna see. It went. Oh, it didn't work. Yeah, I don't know why 2 landmarks were discarded. Because I think the last mana was that. Oh, it wasn't even a mana. It was just the mechanic to play the restocking station for free. You are able to rewind live on the VOD, um, but the going back that far was not working on BGA for me. What? Now she's yelling at me because I closed the door. You wanted to leave. You didn't want to say hi. You want to say hi now? Come here. Here, Kaya. Come here. Oh no, don't yell. No yelling. No. No yelling. No. Ah, that's her way of saying hi. Man, I think at this point, what is there that Pro Tour can really do? Yeah, right now you can sabotage the salvager, but how are you gonna get 5 more stats? Oh, went for the resupply instead. Also kind of makes sense because you can't really get the stats, so what's the point? Insane takes it. I don't have the dog saying hi, but here's a cat for you all. All right, let's see. Tried to rewind, just can't understand. I only could see 3 permanents, and he had to discard 2 of them. Yeah, maybe I'll look back through that game. That is interesting. I'll pull it up so that I can look back through. Maybe I missed the fact that there was 1 mana somewhere, and the sacrifice was made on the depot or whatever. I don't know. Let's see. A lot of these are almost done. But earlier we were talking about people who played at Worlds and rematches. 21CH was at Worlds, is currently on Sigismar up against Rin, and the Rin is winning. However, Sigismar is first and has an accountant. So pretty dangerous turn. Also has more cards in hand. Rin is going to go for just stacking on one side. Maybe worst case scenario, they go to arena. Can't really see the cat. He's laying down now. Mm. The Persephone being rare and also just being here is pretty huge. Um, can sleep the daughter though and go up and above and get the double move. What would Rin want for 4 mana? A gargoyle of their own? A requiem maybe? Only one card, so let's see what it is. Oh, another daughter. I was wondering if that was good or bad in this case. We'll find out what Sigismar has to do next for 2 mana. A lot of options in Ortis and Siggy decks in general. Although, without removal, getting 6 forests for 2 mana is not incredibly likely. Ah, GG. The GGs are being called. Oh, there is the tiny jail, though. Is there a way that this equalizes at all? I don't think so, right? The most you can do is get rid of the Capelia. That would be impactful. Getting rid of the Persephone does convert it back to mountain, but the Rin would still win. Oh, the last card was a soar. What a pull. What a nice pull. All right, so that game is going to end. They're just kind of chatting it up in the game chat. Let me refresh here. We might be soon moving on to the next round. Let me, ay, ay, ay. Let me go tuck this dog into bed. There might be a good amount of life left in this game. A little bit. I'll let you enjoy. Looks like we're going to have a 1-for-1 here. Think it's going to be very close. Ben going to have some good resources though. Hey. Children. All right. So Doniver, as I like to pronounce it. Don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. Dang, that's a nice paper herald. Sleep on a 2-mana alchemist with no stipulation. It's pretty good. Ooh, the Scrooge coming out. Uh-oh. Someone home at my house? Everybody freaking out. Everybody going crazy. Man, Fen still has a ton of options here, though. Ooh, the rallying call. Unfortunate that this paper herald does not help in any expeditions stats wise. Hey, babe, you're home. Okay. Have fun with the menace. A lot to think about on how you get to 12 forests. Also, 12 mountain if you want to ensure the win. Although going negative in time is very dangerous, especially if there's a potential of going to arena or Sigismar getting another turn where another rallying call or something else can be played. Ooh, calls GG. Sees that maybe there's nothing they can do or knows they have a win somehow. The hero expedition just had too many stats. Let's refresh here. We should be going into round 7. Final round. Let's go. So we're going to start with this Neko versus A.W.O.L, who are two undefeated players. And then we'll check in on Blisters, the other undefeated player after. All right, let me check on everything at home now while they pick their faction. All right, Kojo versus Tasia. We have an undefeated Tasia. What are we gonna see here? Very, very strong opening from Kojo. Should be a way that Neko should at least get one for one. Even with a fire rabbit, something like that, still be a one for one. Kind of unfortunate on the side of Tasia playing out the aloe without having it be anchored and getting two for one. Although not super uncommon to get used to being on the back foot on day one as Muna. Plays out the aloe now, full send. in a got a very good flip on the terrain though. Looks like just about every stream is on this game as well. So maybe we'll also check in on Blister's game here. Ooh, Kojo v Kojo. Got a unique Scotty, very simple line of text. And a Jin. Pretty interesting. If you pass first, you put the top card, and from anywhere, you may discard from your reserve to a Clute. So far, neck and neck, but Blisters is ramping. TFZ, depending on the choice with the Mighty Jin, which they decide to go for the card draw instead. All right. Refresh, make sure we're not behind here. So far, Kojo is just one in the lead. Tasia's doing a pretty decent job of staying at pace, not getting too behind. We'll see if that remains true. Cuddly Corgi would be very good if there was something that could anchor the aloe vera. There's nothing in reserve currently, but there could be a unique. There could be a training. What do we got here? You may immediately pass if you do put the top card of your deck in your mana zone. Yeesh. Now that is a strong fog. And it's from anywhere. Oh, look, a unique. What's it say? Oh, here we go. Unfortunately, still just a 1-for-1, which leaves Kojo in the lead. Also, going to be able to hit 8 mana this turn and possibly just wipe the board, which would make it very hard for this Neko. While they're thinking, let's take a look at the other game real quick. Still head to head, little bit slower of a game here. 1-for-1, keeping things still tied up. Blisters has more mana still. Yeah, that fog unique is nasty too. And there's the hunger that we were expecting. Does get rid of the fog unique, but that fog unique explicitly helped get the hunger out. The good news here for Neko is there is likelihood of still going 1 for 1. I do not believe a 2-0 is possible with 3 mana. This game is just gonna continue to be a back and forth. You even got Leviathan spotters staring each other down here. There is no mount. Oh, there is mountain right here. So the Scotty can be played to draw a card and also be pretty good at securing at least a move based on mountain. I gain 1 boost. You control a fleeting character, draw a card. A pretty nice Priya as well. So I lied. Was not expecting a Priya that gets a boost from hand. Seemingly, it looks like TFZ would want to try to 1 for 1 again in way of the companion side. Hmm. Has to end up playing out the Scotty for no card draw. Very interesting with 4 cards in hand. Let's check back in on table 1. All right. Seemingly, Kojo is still ahead. Looming Halua. What do we got here? Floral tents everywhere. I've been in this position before. Neko is digging for something that they may not have found. Currently, there's nothing good to play the Duende on. That is one way to do it, though. Oh, calling GG. Doesn't have enough to stop here. Unfortunate. Kojo with hunger, just too fast. Destroy uh anchor setups. All right. Now to our table two. See if Blisters is able to remain undefeated. Right now it's kind of anyone's game. Oh, what's for dinner, chat? What should we make for dinner? Physical training, pretty nice here. Blisters is stuck in a mountain only. Still has access to playing the Priya though. But the physical training can be played again. Pretty tight spot it feels like for Blisters right here. Play anything else out from hand character wise. You're overloading your reserve. Physical training can go over Priya on either side. Do you play the Priya? Sheesh. I don't know. Okay. Another tiny gin. Let's see how this goes. This is either a 2-0 or a 1-for-1 at best. Oh, Fire Rabbit delaying even more. Okay, the Rage. And double play Rage. That's very good. Three to the 4. All right, Sarengar. Just got to play the Rage again, and it is a 1-for-1, as I was mentioning. All right. Buddha turn for blisters here. Physical training does go pretty hard. Seemingly no reason that blisters would play a hunger out. Technically, TFZ could, and it might work out, maybe. Risky though. I would want to see a fire rabbit before that happening. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, hey, look, there's a hunger. One mana short now. All right, what do we see? Do we see it? Is it gonna happen? Oh no, the duel of grit. Opts to get rid of the Buddha instead of the skater because you can't get rid of the skater. Because you don't have a 3 cost character. But the physical training that was looming there, just too strong. Blisters does not have enough juice. Oh, and there's a mana eruption too. Salt in the wound. Salt in the wound. All right, let's watch this game clean up. Never. Bro. All right, let's refresh. So going into that, Blisters was the undefeated one. With that loss, as it stands now, it drops him down to 10th place and TFC to 5th. Although that could change as other games complete. Tournament is not over yet. They'll have some games to decide here. Where did Rinku go? Oh, Rinku dropped out. Unfortunate. I meant to go to the matches. All right. Here's Rinku. So wins, loses, wins. Oh, and then lost to TFZ. So after 2 losses, decides to save time and drop. Now that's time to play some singleton. Indeed. I need a snack or something though. Thanks everyone for watching. Also, if you do like playing turn-based games and you want to play a turn-based singleton, you're more than welcome to add me on BGA. It's Kohlrabi, of course. Not it's Kohlrabi, but my name is just Kohlrabi on there. Super easy to find. You send me a turn-based game, I will accept. I have a very quickly made soul deck that I definitely didn't make while casting today, but Shout out to Altered Aces and their work organizing this event. Great to have a big Monday tournament. And thank you all for watching the English broadcast. And we'll see what happens next Monday. Um, there is potential that I'll be back or it'll be blue. We'll see who else joins me. So have a good night and thanks for playing.